Howard and Drummond, and we are running tonight from the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. Darius Garland, this is Love. That is Drummond, who
opportunity. Think about it. You might be able, you would think theoretically you could run more because JoJo's not in the lineup, so you're a quicker lineup changing ends of the floor. Let's see whether or not they can capitalize on those theoretical opportunities.
Good defense by Harris to meet up. The 32-year-old played 38 minutes at Detroit last night as Harris buries the three.
Keeping it high, keeping it high.
Best personal foul was on Dwight Howard, who of course is in charge of Drummond. This is Sexton. Got to watch out for him. He is very...
To let him know where he is.
With Sexton missing from beyond. Both Sexton and Garland off great starts from beyond the arc. Simmons, through the first two games, has looked to be the setup guy and he's looked to get most of his points in the second half.
Big. Yep.
Here's Love. That's for two.
Good block out. Wow.
Simmons, the trailer is Howard out.
He just laid out Drummond on that baseline.
Now Drummond here with a clear... Love denied by Howard, and here is Harris.
Good defense by Ben on Love.
Curry for three. Oh, he got the Cavaliers now out of the timeout. Garland flowed 12 assists.
They really don't have a lot of intricate motion in their offense. It's about
Laker team that won the bubble title.
He's got a couple extras to spare from Golden State, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Last, I believe, was Memphis, if I'm not mistaken. But he's been around and a steadying hand for teams in need.
There's Osman the other way, and Bradley there to say no for the Sixers. Osman again.
Points without the clock moving. That hurts you defensively.
Sexton into the game for the first time. There's McGee, and that's more catch. He was trying to make some moves, put the ball on the floor. That's not him.
No, keeping it simple. That's right up his alley. You can see the little running hook. Tobias on the move.
And you know what? Not only Joel Embiid, who has to get his touches, but there's just more room on the floor without Embiid.
And look at them run.
Indeed, Simmons.
And one of the things we touched on is changing ends quickly. That time, Ben out and running.
Osman with 90 seconds to play here in the first quarter. With ball movement, Korkmaz for three. Furkan struggled last night after a fine performance in the opener.
Looked like a little zone from the Cavaliers that time. Warded by getting to the line. Looking aggressive. What a happy medium is the phrase I'm looking for. I'll tell you that. But if you allow him freedom of movement and he starts getting a rhythm going, he gets better.
Through the first two. J.B. Bickerstaff, the Cleveland head coach, hinted before the game that Dotson might get some playing.
What they wanted to do with it, no hesitation. Good pass.
To get a hoop because Cleveland on a bit of a push here.
And Mike not camping out in that corner either.
Not able to play because of a foot injury. Korkmaz with a hot potato rimming the three. Dwight Howard able.
Offensive glass, doing more of the same.
Through the first two games, Dwight Howard averaging 1 rebound about every minute 45 seconds as basketball. The Sixers, I'll tell you what, fast breaks so far in the first half, they have not looked solid, to say the least. There's Dotson. Doc Rivers doesn't have many other options.
Just one little correction. If I was alluding to the fact that Coach Wilt...
Sixers an opportunity on the break. I'll tell you what, their fast break tonight has fizzled a number of times. They have not looked good in the open floor as Nance gets a... Garland. Rebounded Tobias Harris has come back. See if the Sixers can start their comeback. And that's a good
stick. Is he? You can see him there just with a good nose for it. Rebounders have good timing.
There's Green, lost it en route to the hoop. Tobias Harris by his lonesome.
The foul line. and be in the lead in that category when you're on the road, that's a good sign. Shows you're being aggressive.
Getting the roll on the three-pointer, so he is 4 for 4. He's got 10 points. There's Harris, coach. J.B. Bickerstaff took his place, and he was signed during the offseason to a 4-year deal, and so far so good for his Cavaliers. With it here. And they give it right back. Turnovers clearly an issue, and another fast break for Cleveland. Sexton lays it in. 2.5 to play in the second.
All Cavaliers early on.
By far the roughest half of basketball. We are told Kevin Love is gone for the game, a right calf injury. That injury kept him out of the season opener. And again, he did play. Sixers, they could use it. There's Curry trying to take advantage, missing the healthy three. Danny Green in the middle. That's not the way after all those turnovers. You want to start the third for Joel Embiid not playing because of back stiffness. Simmons comes up with a steal. Take it away from Darius Garland.
Help on that drive made all the difference.
And a nice look.
Gotta let that go.
So Exum is out there starting, and he gets the pass of the give and go.
And you're able to pinpoint that pass in between multiple defenders 3 feet away from the basket.
22 assists on 29 buckets. It's well done by the Cavaliers. Drummond.
Got the day worried about having to cover Joel Embiid, and now he's been free. Look at him.
Look at that. Coming up with a steal.
Numbers. Oh, my.
Not anymore. Howard now going to the bench as Milton comes in for him, and Ben Simmons played some center in the first half. Do so once again. Open Curry. It's for 3. Got it.
Elevated confidently, shoulders squared, knocked that down with a nice little touch on it as well.
The Sixers needed that because the Cavalier defense was denying all ideas.
In their first 2 games, in their first road game. But turnovers rearing their ugly head. Last year's Toronto team, I should say 2 years ago's Toronto team, and then last year's Laker team. Wherever he goes, they just win.
19. Actually, I stand corrected. He was the 5th pick in the draft.
2-3 zone for this second unit. See how they handle it.
Shake Milton for a 3, and he buried it. Vale McGee, first time in the second half. Tyrese Maxey all the way to the cup for 2. The Cavaliers rather were of the live ball variety. Maxey goes all the way in, but unfinished business for him.
I can't recall too many arduous or difficult offensive exchanges for the Cavaliers. Things have pretty much come easily for them on that end.
Yeah, the Sixers now out of the timeout. Essentially playing with Mike Scott as the center.
Got drives. There's lanes available there. Maxey almost exploited one.
And Mike Scott buried. Coaches who have dismissed, we mentioned last year, John Beilein, as Korkmaz comes up with the loose ball and
see that man closing down on Furkan. He's mad at him for not coming up with that pass, but that was a bad pass. Wade able to intercede.
Had an 8-second difference here between the clocks. Neither team has a foul to give.
Have not had any kind of answers. He hasn't had to make too many adjustments. He's been able to do his thing tonight instead of doing what the 76ers want him to do.
Tyrese,
although he's back in the lineup now. When you're going to trail that, that means the guy's at the cup when he basically catches it. How are you supposed to recover from that play? Not a lot of room to recover in.
Trying to get it to Drummond into the Sixers and Cavaliers tonight from Cleveland. Here on NBC Sports Philadelphia.
Cool.
And you know what? He's going to get paid after the year. He's an unrestricted free agent. That big deal he signed with Detroit's come. Reality of 20 turnovers, but let you know that some night it's not your night. Seth Curry back in your picture.
His effectiveness early on, picked up 2 early ones and then 3, and you're just not the same when you're also worried about counting your fouls.
Well done by Colin Sexton.
And they're making gestures and they're just having an inordinate amount of fun.
2-way players signed by the Sixers, the other being Paul Reed out of DePaul. Tony Bradley has come back. Tyrese Maxey out there to run with them. And there you go.
Moved from that 11-10 record, knowing that more experience, more talent, better players around him, more depth at the 5 spot as well. More answers.
Threes in a game. Last year against the Sixers as a member of the Thunder.
That was in Oklahoma City, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I remember him having a good game. That was also the game that Josh Richardson played well in.
Returning home.
Yep, Oklahoma native. Finishes with both hands. Got the little teardrop or the giant killer, whatever you want to call it.
Go to Matthias. Abden Abbey always likes to say you are always auditioning. So even if you think your time with the Sixers is going to be short, there are other scouts, there are GMs, there are personnel people.
You want to address and eliminate because they don't want to become habits, the things that are part of your.
So we count down the final seconds at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, and it will be a 118-94 victory for the Cavaliers.